Ask Alec.
Hey guys, it's Alec Torelli, and today's question on Ask Alec comes from one of my readers, Charlie, who asks how I built my bankroll. It's a great question. It's actually a follow-up to my last video, how I got started in poker. You could check that here on the link below. And I'm really picking up where I left off in that video. I had dropped out of college in SMU, and I had about 20, 30,000 to my name. I was about 18 years old, and I really gave myself a year to say, I'm gonna try and make poker work. And one of the things I did right away was begin to treat myself like a professional. And that was a huge turning point for me, because people was like, what do you do? Are you in school? And I started to say, no, I'm a professional poker player, right? Because that's what I did. I dropped out of school to play poker, and so I wanted to make it work. And I really started telling people that because I had to start believing it for myself, and I had to get confident saying it because you kind of fake it till you make it, right? I wanted to step into that role that I wanted to become. So that was one of the things that really helped me transition mentally to being in the spot where I could build my bankroll. And what I did was I played mostly cash games and a bit of tournaments. And I always use cash games as a way to sustain myself. It's much more sustainable, much less volatile, much bigger edge, much more skill. It's more like a stable graph where there's little swings up and down, but if you take a line that goes from point A to point B at the end of the month, it's like a pretty straight line with how your bankroll increases over time, especially with the way that poker was played back 2005 when I dropped out of school, where it was very much easier, very easy, huge win rates, which lowers your variance. I mean, people had super obvious tells, very easy to win money at poker, and so my variance was a lot less. I just crushed the games for a long time, frankly. And so I always used cash games as a way just to guarantee, whatever 1,000 per month in income. And then I played poker on tournaments on the side, because those were a way that I could say, well, let's say I invest $100 or a couple $100 into a tournament. I could have a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 score, and I could essentially make 2 or 3 months of income just from playing one poker tournament. And so that was always the way that I balanced it. I had cash games be my bread and butter, and tournaments be the things that I used as lotteries, long shots, startups, if you will, to really try and excel my bankroll to winning a ton of money. So I had a bit of success. I told you in the last video, I qualified. I actually played a lot of qualifiers. I qualified to go to Aruba for the WPT, and I was 19 at the time, and I won a 5K or 7K package or whatever, and I played the main event. And my bankroll at the time was 30,000 or 20,000 or something. And it was huge for me because, even the buy-in to the event was such a big portion of my bankroll. It was so exciting to go meet all the professionals. Anyway, I got 8th in that event for 40,000. So that was a huge confidence boost, kind of put me on the map. It was my first time being interviewed, publicity, and it really made saying that I'm a professional poker player, much more credible story for me. After that, I went back home and I was just on a confidence high. How winning a tournament or getting a deep run just surges your confidence. I just started playing better. I started just going for it in certain spots where I believed I could make plays, and just really started running over the games. So I built up a decent roll in cash. I was playing 5-10 now. I had a big roll at the time, and I moved out to Australia later that year, and I played a tournament called the F-Tops, which was back on Full Tilt back in the day, and it was the main event. It's a $215 buy-in. And it was the biggest tournament in online history at the time. It was 2007, I think, or 2006 or something. And I got first place for $250,000. It was a massive tournament, and just exponential growth right there, right? Went from 5x my roll or whatever it was, and just massive, massive growth. And so I started playing live games in Australia. You only had to be 18 to play over there. So I was playing live games, just crushing whatever ran, 10, 20. Started playing 25, 50 online, and just a huge tear. Playing on party poker, I was just completely on a tear, just on a massive heater. It was just one of the biggest upswings of my life. And there was a week, this is also when the Full Tilt games started getting bigger, so I started jumping in. Heads up poker was something I played a lot of. There was so much opportunity heads up. You'd have people sit down at 50, 100 and just dump off 30K that just no prayer in the world of winning, right? It was just complete Wild West. So I really built up a huge roll on Full Tilt, and I jumped in the 200, 400 games, and there was several fish playing. This was before the Gi Noa Taima days. This was before the big surge of high stakes cash on Full Tilt. This was really at the beginning, and the games were just incredibly soft. I had a massive heater again, and I had a week where I won $500,000 playing 200, 400 on Full Tilt, and I was 19 years old. So I ran up $1 million bankroll. I was 7th biggest winner of the year in 2007 on Full Tilt under Trujillo, my screen name. And just like the complete high of my life, right? Like it's just $1 million was like under 20, just incredible, right? So it was just like one thing after another that allowed things to compound and use this sort of formula I created for cash games and tournaments to really get the best of both worlds, have all the stability, and then have a marriage of luck and skill where I played enough of these tournaments and I ran well enough and I improved my game enough, etc., to be able to take advantage of the huge exponential growth that happens with playing tournaments. So that's really what happened for me. And then I was 20 and I just was flying high, and I guess, as you say, the rest is history. 10 years later, I just continued to grow, and of course ups and downs here and there, but that was really how I built my role and really what set things up for me. It also put me on the map as one of the prominent poker players in the world. Even though I mainly played cash games, I had a lot of success in tournaments for the few that I played. I was blessed to run well and do well in those. That really put me on the map from a career standpoint as well. So just so many good things happened in such a short period of time. I guess that's why I love Australia so much. I have a lot of nostalgia for those days as well. So that's really what put me on the map, and that's it. If you guys like this video, I encourage you to check out, if you guys like the content in this video, and if you guys want a formula that's similar to what I've used, it's pretty much what I've used throughout my whole career, and it's been refined over time. I've used it a lot lately in Macau and stuff like that for managing bankroll, and similar to the way that I built my role here, I put together an awesome course called 4-Step Poker. And you can check it out at alectorelli.com/products. Actually, if you go to free stuff on alectorelli.com, you can watch the entire first lesson for free. You won't get access to the worksheets and stuff like that. That's exclusively for people that are in the course, but you can watch the whole first lesson for free and get a feel for the type of content and the conceptual-based learning that I teach there. But really, we'll focus on how to turn poker into a side income or a business and really make money at poker for the long term, and also how to manage your money and grow your bankroll over time and move up in limits. So that's a great course I put together, and if you like this content, I highly encourage you to check it out, alectorelli.com/products or alectorelli.com/4-step poker. You can get access to the course right away. So if you guys have questions, let me know. alectorelli.com/contact. You could shoot me an email. I sincerely read everyone. And let me comment below this video and let me know what you thought. If you have other questions you'd like for my Ask Alec channel, you could submit them on my website as well, and I'll take the best ones and feature them here in future videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.